Also, let's turn our attention to the metal stocks, and before we talk to our guest today, let's take a look at Vedanta, Hindalco and also Nalco. All these three stocks, they have been outperforming in the recent past. Today again Vedanta is gaining 1.6% up. Hindalco again, if you are going to see broadly commodity prices, they have been doing good. Hindalco again 1% up. So it is actually a good trading day for the metals today. And also over the last 1 month, metals have been doing good. So now the question comes is, where are metal stocks in terms of the price trajectory, returns trajectory? What are the possibilities of outperformance from here? And to answer all those questions, let's ask our guest today, Abhisar Jain, metals and mining analyst from Centrum Broking. Abhisar, welcome to the show. The first question comes after a stellar outperformance from the metal stocks, and if I look at the commodity prices, zinc, aluminium, lead, and then again copper, all prices they have gained. Lead could be to the tune of 2% only, but broadly copper, aluminum, zinc all basically are up more than 10%. And now if you look in terms of the trajectory of the brokerage consensus target price, that has also increased by more than 10%. What's your own assessment now? Are the stocks overvalued, still offering good opportunity to invest?
Yeah, so see, the stocks have actually, reflected the up move in the commodity prices quite a bit already in the last 1 to 2 months. But as we speak today, the base metal price movement has been very strong, and also there has been some positive demand surprises coming out of China. So on the aluminium side, there has been, capacity cuts in China, wherein a lot of people had doubts whether the Chinese would eventually cut down their capacity or not in the winter season on the environmental concerns that they had. So they had actually walked the talk most likely, and there has been capacity cut. At the same time, the demand has been holding up well in China in both steel and the base metal. So the point here is that the current base metal prices, what they are trading today, is still not reflected into the analyst estimates. Now there will be some more time wherein the analysts would need to take a call, on those base metal assumptions, and we feel that there is some room for increase there, and hence the earning estimates going up. Coming to the valuations, on the current estimates, we feel that the valuations are pretty much fair. The stocks have moved up even ahead of our target prices. So we were having a price objective of 250 on Hindalco, it's already above that, and a 300 on Vedanta, it's already above that. So even with an earnings upgrade, which might happen, I don't see that the valuations will still leave a very big room for an upside. However, having said that, we still remain positive on the non-ferrous side, and we feel that there is still a little bit more of upside to go here, and the trend is as such positive from both demand and supply angle.
Right. So Abhisar, what you are saying, what I'm understanding is that trend remains positive. But there's one question I want to ask you while you are speaking is that while the valuations are looking quite fair, but you're also saying that commodity prices, those perhaps have not gone into the analyst assumptions right now, the way the prices are trading right now. So are you saying that as and when the models or the analysts actually they revise their assumptions, including you, is there a fair assumption that perhaps in October around the results, the target prices actually could go even higher? Because if I'm just looking at the consensus target price, as you're saying that your target price is right now near to the market price, but in terms of consensus target price, that is still 5% higher than what the stocks are trading right now.
Yeah, sure. So, that is a very big possibility of the earnings upgrade, following, the metal update, the metal price upticks that we have seen in most of these commodities. And that could lift the target prices, further. However, having said that, we would like to, be cautious on the data points that are coming out of China, and would want to still be sure of both the demand and the supply angle. The commodity prices upgrades would also needs to be seen in that context. And this is a situation which is still developing. So from my own side, we feel that the earnings upgrade are a definite possibility, but we ourselves are not looking at very high earnings upgrade for that matter.
So Abhisar, that's one aspect of the positivity we have discussed. My question to you would be now in terms of alumina price movement in the last 2-3 days, we have seen there has been a sudden surge in the alumina price. We can also link that to the way the caustic soda is moving. But broadly, even if Vedanta imports on a net basis alumina, that's a raw material price hike. So perhaps it's offsetting the way product prices are moving. So are you actually really concerned about a raw material price move, or you think that upside for alumina looks limited, so perhaps the tailwinds for Vedanta is much stronger?
So see, Vedanta's COP in aluminium had also seen a spike in the Q1 results which had come out. And there is an element of the cost inflation being reflected more in case of Vedanta versus a Hindalco, which is more integrated in alumina and having a backward integration more into the bauxite. So in that sense, we feel that the, absolute delta which could be from the price improvements would be lesser in case of Vedanta versus a Hindalco. However, having said that, Hindalco also does a little bit of a metal hedging. And Vedanta is generally not doing that. So in that perspective, there might be slight differences. But yes, the alumina price increase, as you mentioned, would be putting up a cost inflation in terms of for Vedanta as such.
So Abhisar, then I want to ask you one on the refining charges also, the TR, CR, which you normally talk about in terms of Hindalco, the smelters. What's your own assessment about the smelting premium so far? Because the first leg of the rally was on the base of the premise for Hindalco that perhaps there has been some shutdown of capacities in China, so the smelters are going to have a good time. But like after almost now 2.5 months, what do you think? Will that rally based on the smelter premiums, is that going to continue, or all that is baked in the price?
So now I think most of the positives are getting into the price as we speak, with aluminium already at around $2,100 per ton. From here, I think it will be more of the demand trigger rather than the supply triggers. Already the Indian smelters, including Vedanta, and a couple of smelters in Middle East are also going to be bringing in a lot of supplies, over the next 2 years. And there will also be some chance of some other smelters in the western region which have been closing down over the last 5 to 7 years consistently when the aluminium price was below $1,700-$1,800 per ton. Those smelters also coming back into production. So I would more or less think that the demand surprising from here would be a trigger for the prices to go higher. Otherwise, we could be in a fair range territory right now.
So Abhisar, just one line very quickly, if I just want to ask you, if for trade right now, it's time to invest, stay, hold, or should our viewers book profits?
So I would be more in the hold category, wherein the investors can still hold on to their investments and not be in a hurry to book profits. Because see, the other point which we need to consider here is that the improving cash flow situation of these companies and the deleveraging which is currently under play. Now that is reducing the stress on the balance sheet in a big way, and that is happening after quite a long period of time. And this trend is playing out in both Vedanta as well as Hindalco. Plus the dividend yields have gone up, particularly in case of Vedanta and Hindustan Zinc. And we feel that even Hindalco might follow. So, it could be a case wherein the rally may be having a little bit more legs.
Thanks a lot, Abhisar. So the word from Abhisar is coming that Vedanta, Hindalco, perhaps they right now are good holding stocks. You have to be slightly cautious in terms of what is baked in the price, but Abhisar says the trend is looking positive for the metal stocks. So that was all about metal stocks, Vedanta, Hindalco in particular. Up next.